so many people around me had lost hope for me. They were just like, she's never going to get it. She's never going to get it. Because I literally was overdosing all the time.
Hello, and welcome to Breaking Down Addiction, a podcast brought to you by National Addiction Specialists. I am your host today, Jonny Phillip, and I am just completely honored to be joined by our guest today, Miss Kim Ryan.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Really good.
You and people out there should be warned, this might be a long episode because you and I can talk. We were just going over that we were meeting people in the office. 2 people later in the office, we burned a half hour. So this is going to be really fun, and I'm excited to see where it takes us.
You never know with me.
I just want to, every episode, I'm going to start with the same question. And so if you can talk to yourself now in active addiction, what would you say to yourself?
If I could talk to myself now in active addiction, I would tell myself, just keep going. It's going to get better.
Would you give yourself any advice on, like, life's going to happen, life's going to get in the way, this is going to happen, that's going to happen?
A few warnings of some situations that I barely grazed through, that if I'd have just had, a little heads up, I probably would have went a different route. But throughout us talking today, you'll hear me say a lot that I don't have any regrets. I think that where I'm at today is, of course, the hard work I put in, but it also framed me with all my experiences, whether they be traumas or not. I think that they have framed me into the person that I am today, and the relatable person that I am, the empathetic and sympathetic. So,
did you work as hard when you were in active addiction? Because I see you now out in the field. You have, I wouldn't even say 100 things going on. It might be 1,000.
Yeah.
Like, did you have that kind of work ethic back then, or is it just evolved and changed, or you just have better focus now that you're sober?
One of the suggestions that I was given early in recovery was, if you can take just a little bitty tiny bit of that drive that you had to make sure that you were not going to be sick and put it into your life, into recovery, then it will lead you into good places. I will say that I did work. But I do have a gap in between there where I wasn't working. Most people wouldn't consider that work, but it was hard being an addict. It was work.
It's super hard.
Yeah.
And the amount of work that goes into scoring, getting money to score, finding that dealer.
Being creative.
Yeah, being creative. Yeah, it does create
dedicated. All those things we use in a dark form in addiction, if you can figure out a way to turn that stuff into some kind of a positive and a light form, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, I agree, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, after that, everything that we just talked about, I do want to get into, tell me a little bit about what you do, who you are, because you are Kim Ryan from Hustle Recovery. We've done work together now for over 3 years, and I think Hustle has the coolest acronym out in the business. So for you listeners out there, Hustle stands for helping you survive this life every day.
How you survive this life every day.
How?
How you survive this life every day.
My bad, excuse me.
It's okay. It is okay. Troy loves acronyms. He loves acronyms. I think that they stick with people too. They really do. So the Hustle name, it is going to attract that person that we're trying to reach. So I've had people come up to me and just be like, where in the world did you get that name? And I will say to them, well, the reason you don't understand it is because it doesn't apply to you. But if you're one of us and you know what that hustle is, it means something, and it's going to stick. And it's easy to remember. If you need help, call Hustle.
Yeah. Did Troy come up with that acronym then?
So it was actually from somebody that he picked up from Detox. I can't remember if it was either picking them up or taking them to it, but he had come up with it, and Troy asked him if he could keep that. And he was like, absolutely. So it came from that.
That's even cooler.
Yeah.
Wow.
Before hustle was hustle, because Troy was just navigating and transporting people in his car after work. And that's where he got the name.
I think it's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
So you have hustle recovery, and then we're just talking in the office, and I discovered that you have 3 sober living houses.
I do.
You have a farm.
I do.
You grew up on a farm.
I did.
With a lot of acres. I remember you told me at one time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember
It
the
was like
exact number.
247 acres.
So tell us, about hustle, about what you guys do, the levels of care. Tell us about the sober living houses. I mean, this is probably a lot to go through.
It is.
But I think everybody needs to know out there. And maybe this could reach somebody that listens to this and be like, oh my God, they have.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So hustle, we try to knock down barriers. That's where we really dedicate a lot of time to trying to help that person, because every individual is exactly that. They're an individual, and they all have different needs, wants, different barriers that they're going to come up with. Some of them are created on their own, some are not. So we just try to knock down the barriers. Like, you cannot, I've sat on the phone a lot of times with people, and it's literally like listening to myself whenever John Hughes used to call me trying to get me in treatment, and all these excuses. And to me, in a person in addiction, those were like real, like, reasons, like, I can't go because of that, and they're just so minute.
Legitimate AF.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so I'll just, start, all right, well, let's make a list. What are your reasons why you can't go? And then we'll just try to go through and like knock those down and say, all right, what else you got? You ready to go? Let's go.
Amazing. I mean,
yeah.
So you guys knock down barriers, but then you have respite housing.
We have a respite housing, that's low barrier housing, where somebody could call us and they have no way to get there, or they're in a bad spot, please come get me, and we'll send somebody to come get them, and then we'll do their client coordination from when they get to us, because sometimes I don't have really a real cell phone, or it's text now, or I'm only working on Wi-Fi and I'm not going to be able to be here much longer. Can you make this happen quick? And we're like, you know what? Where are you? We'll just come get you, and then from there we'll coordinate your treatment from there. It's just easier.
Let's say you're going to pick somebody up. What's the distance that you guys will do transport for?
So
typically,
I will take people out of state. It just depends on how far. It also depends on my availability. We actually just last year we were awarded a whole lot of money to expand our respite program throughout the state of Tennessee. So we will have locations in Middle, East, and West Tennessee. So that way we can get them from wherever they're at, and we can connect our people in the middle to be able to get them to wherever they need to go. So Troy will, we've done airplane tickets, we've done Greyhound tickets. We just try to, that person that's struggling out there, even though they don't feel it, I feel like our job is to make sure that we love them and try to give them the best experience possible, whether it's with us or another treatment center, because I want them, in case something does happen and that one doesn't work out, I don't want them to not want to come back. I want them to make sure that they have a good experience, because you can't just, somebody that, there's different levels of care for everybody, and there's also different recovery home providers for everybody that are different environments, different types of people go in them and stuff like that. So I want to make sure that everybody knows that they can, if it doesn't work out the first time, you can still call us back.
For the average listener out there, explain to me what respite housing is and what typical length of stay is for that. So respite housing, it's just low barrier housing, where you're going to come in. We can't take anybody with alcohol use or benzos if they are detoxing from those two, because they need to be in a medical detox for that. Those are the most dangerous things to detox from.
Right. But if you are using fentanyl, meth, uppers, downers, like stuff like that, you're not going to die from your detox. We're going to make sure that you do drink and stay hydrated so you don't dehydrate, because that is something that people, no, you can die from that. I'm like, well, you're not really dying from the detox. You're dying from dehydration Like that's what
Right.
you know, because there are some deaths out there that have happened from somebody being in the jail or something, and they just gone days without eating, and that because they're sick. I was that person.
Aw.
So so I think that too is all of hustle recovery. We're all in recovery, and we've all, you know, some of them, our staff were street workers. Some of us lived in tents. Some of us bounced from hotel to hotel, lived in our vehicles. Some of us had homes, and we just were, for a while we were using and still being productive and running our lives, and then all of a sudden the whole sky fell.
There was a time that things got even more unmanageable.
Mm-hmm. Out of control.
Yeah.
Out of control. Out of control. But so the low barrier, we tried to move people out 3 to 5 days most. But you know from working in treatment that, you know, sometimes they've got an attachment on their insurance, and we've got to make phone calls. Sometimes they're in 10 Care Select, and it's because they've been in jail. So I've been able to get people furloughed to our respite program from certain counties that I work a lot with, and been able to work with their insurance, get their insurance corrected so they've got full coverage, and then we'll get them into treatment. Because they shouldn't have to sit in jail. Well, the reason their insurance ain't working because they in jail.
Right.
And that's
Right.
not treatment. So let's do what we need to do. And I think that that's a good thing that's spreading, is once one county starts doing that, other counties hear about it. And of course, word of mouth gets around. And if it's something that works, and if furloughing somebody to a respite program to get whatever those barriers, because sometimes I had a girl that came to us that she was hearing voices, and it wasn't voices, it was her echo. She was on too much medication in jail.
Oh my gosh.
So because I kept doing assessments like with different treatment centers, and she kept getting denied, and I'm like, I have full on conversations with, she's okay, but she kept saying, well, I am hearing voices, but it wasn't voices, it was her own echo. So once we got her medication stabilized, she was able to go, and she's doing great. And that was a couple years ago.
I mean, it's nice to hear cases like this. It proves that every case is freaking wildly different from the next.
They're never going to be the same. Never. And you have to treat them as so.
Absolutely. Yeah, we were just talking about that downstairs. And so let's talk more about other levels of care, PHP, IOP.
Mm-hmm. We have our partial hospitalization program and our intensive outpatient, and we provide housing. We take 10 Care, so WellPoint, UHC, and Blue Care, and then we are also contracted with Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Awesome.
We are working on Ambetter, so.
Great. I mean, the 10 Care population, super underserved.
Yes, very, very.
So good on you guys for that, seriously.
Yes, and I think that no matter what kind of insurance you have, everybody deserves the same, like, great level of care. The great client care, like when you are loved, you don't deserve to be in some place that's raggedy and run down, because we're not trying to live like that anymore.
Right.
So our all of our houses that we have are so very nice. They're so beautiful.
You've walked me through them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm very proud of them. Very proud.
So yeah, if anybody out there in listener land, even if you don't have insurance, or if you have an insurance that you didn't mention, get at Hustle.
No matter what
and
you have, insurance
they will
or
find
not.
a way to help you.
Yeah.
They will connect you with somebody else.
Yep.
But
lots of friends in recovery and that work in the treatment field. That
right.
There's literally, it's pretty cool because we're in those group chats that, I mean, there's sometimes people call me and I'm like, I literally, like, Coley Willis was the one that, like, mentored me in the beginning. I was about 7 months sober, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing right now, but these Hustle Recovery hired me to do a job, and here I am. Will you please help me? And he did. He helped me so much. And now it's really cool is, like, people call me, and I'm like, well, hold on. Let me look at what Coley sent me.
Yeah.
And Coley will call me, and I'm like, Coley, you know the answer to this. It's funny.
Sometimes you get these phone calls on insurance, level of care, and you're like, we can't take this person, and then I'm going to have to resort to my text thread because I'm just not remembering the full scope of everything in my spreadsheet. Yeah, and then let's say you're driving.
Yep.
We're all driving.
Yep.
Maybe 50% of our days on some days.
Yes.
So those text threads, if you could just voice to text.
And we don't text while driving.
Yeah, I'd like to say that I don't either. Good on you. Thank you. Don't text and drive out there,
Don't
people.
text and drive.
But you said you have some sober livings. Are they women only?
They are women only.
And you said they're in Dixon.
Yes. Yes, I've got 3 houses. 2 of them are open right now. One of them was my older house that I just moved all of my girls out of there and split them up between the 2 newer houses, and I'm having the older one remodeled. So I'm really excited about that.
Oh, exciting.
Yes. Yes.
So
'Cause
I
it was
can't
my
wait to
first
see them.
it was my first home for women. So I'm partial, and I used to live there. Yeah, my dad and I used to live there
Wow.
before I moved in with Troy. So I'm partial to that house.
How
It is-
powerful.
Yes, I
It's
love
your
it.
baby.
It is. It is.
And it's
just
part of
got
your
a,
family
a
story.
cool layout too. It's just a really cool layout. It's got a mother-in-law apartment. It's got 2 bedrooms there, a full kitchen, a living room there, and then it's got a whole house.
So cool.
Love
So
it.
on top of all these levels of care, different levels of care that you have, sober living, you were talking about how you Hustle has a farm, which I've been to,
Yes.
but this is for the listeners.
My
So
goodness.
you have 15 goats.
Yes.
You have birds.
Yes.
This is all part of treatment
It is
for you guys.
It is. We do. So in our PHP and IOP, Troy has gotten to where he likes to do adventurous therapy, experiential therapy. Troy did not know. First, when we bought the farm, his intention was, I'm going to grow some veggies. I'm going to feed our crew. Like that, all of
Hell
our
yeah.
people that we're helping, like that would be super helpful. And everybody's learning. It's just something about getting your hands in that dirt and you getting to eat the food that you grew. But we didn't know what the heck we were doing. Had no idea. Lessons were definitely learned. Our banana peppers taste like jalapenos, which
I got to try that.
they're a little bit hotter than they should.
There's some cross
Yes,
breeding with the.
yes, lessons were learned. That's for sure, but that's okay. Next year it's going to be even better. Same thing with the little mini farm I got. When Troy bought a farm, I grew up in the country on a dairy farm, had goats, pigs, chickens, cows, and so when he said farm, immediately I was like, oh man, I'm getting my farm. And so
Yeah.
I took it upon myself that one of my good friends that I grew up with, she has a goat farm in Wartrace. And
Awesome.
yes, and Misty, I love you. And she was like posting this little picture of this little goat, and she was like 2 days old. And I saw it, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy, because I didn't know that she had a goat farm. She's got 101 acres out there.
Yeah.
And she was like, do you want her? And I was like, yeah.
Like you're going to say no to
I
a
was like,
baby
yeah,
goat.
I do want her, because she was a bottle baby, and that was Lala. She's my first bottle baby, and I went to pick up 1 goat and came home with 3 goats and 2 roosters.
And
I'm in recovery, so everything in excess for me. So
and you keep coming home with more and more
I
animals.
did. I
On
kept
the,
coming home.
on the
Yeah.
staircase up here, you were saying that you just brought home 5 goats
5
the
at
other
once.
day in a trailer and drove past Troy, and Troy's like,
Yeah.
hell, woman?
He was like, how many is that? At first it was supposed to be 3, but then on the way she was like, I've got 2 wethers, and wethers are whenever the male goat is fixed, so he cannot reproduce.
oh,
And a lot of people use them as pets. And I was like, bring them.
so cute.
So there's Chip and Dale. They're great though. I got me a fainting goat. I got La Manchas, and I got pygmies, and I got Nigerian dwarfs.
I've never been around a fainting goat. Is it?
Oh my gosh.
Does he just topple over?
Well, so the second day I had her, she fainted twice on me in one day, but she hasn't fainted since then. And I don't know if it's like if she gets too worked up. Her name is Marshmallow. She can
Very
be a little
cute.
mean sometimes. But so the second day I had them, my original 8 goats, I'm their mama. I'm their herd. So they follow wherever I go. They will follow me. So I can open the gate
You
and
just
like
have 15 goats.
yes, so
following you.
now it's like a herd of them. But the 5 that I had just got, they were like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. This is a new place. So I had to like really work on getting them lured into the sleeping pen, because I always, during the day, we put them in a grazing pen, and then at night they go into a more safer, secluded pen, because I don't want anything to get my babies.
Yeah. There's
So-
coyotes out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of predators out there. So Marshmallow, she just wasn't having it. So I was like, the first day that I got the goats, I remember the lady had some of them on harnesses, and I thought, okay, no, that didn't work out too well. She bucked like a bronco, fainted in midair, landed on the ground. Troy was over there like, what's happening?
Did he think the goat was
He
dying or
didn't know
something?
what was going on. I
Like, I
said,
had a
well,
seizure, it's
she's a
dead.
fainting goat. He was like, I'd get rid of her tomorrow. I was like, no, she's special. So,
Oh, that's so sweet.
I know.
I mean, so like among all of this stuff that you have going on, you're adding birds, 15 goats to the
Yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah.
It's just really admirable. You probably wake up at what, like 4:35 in the morning?
No,
and,
no, I don't. Lord,
Good on
no,
you.
I do not. I get up. So the guys at the farm, everybody that comes into our treatment center at the guy's house, they take to, or I don't know if it's just because they want to do something for Miss Kim, but they will help me with my animals. So they will do like chores because
Awesome.
everybody in the house has chores, and so we just add to the chores simple stuff. Because I go over there
Yeah.
every day and make sure that everybody's good, but it's just simple stuff like transferring them from one pen to the other. As long as you've got a pail of food, you're good. They're gonna come. And then with the chickens, it's just making sure they have water and throwing them some feed. It's not that hard, but it gives
Okay.
them a sense of responsibility. So, and it feels
Absolutely.
good to
Some
please
routine
somebody else.
back in their lives.
Absolutely. So it does help them out. And then some of them are just, we've had a few people come in that they were just like 1 foot in and 1 foot out the door the whole time. And once we got them engaged with the farm, they didn't want to leave. So
I think it's
pretty cool.
wonderful.
Yeah.
And it's a nice little addition to Hustle.
Yeah. Yeah. They're our
Um,
family now.
I do want to get a little bit more back on recovery, because I know everybody has a story, and you could feel whatever you want to share is great. Whatever you don't want to share is also great.
Yeah.
No pressure. But what did your life look like in active addiction? Typically your day to day, and
So it was really bad. It got really bad. I mean, I could say that, I used drugs for about 18 years, but it wasn't like really bad the entire 18 years. When it got really bad, I was 27. I had lost custody of my son. My ex, and him and I, it wasn't working out. There was some infidelity.
I'm sorry.
And which we're okay. Like, he and I are good today. We have a really great relationship because we have a son together.
That's awesome.
And he's almost 21. And we didn't ever want our kiddo, no matter what happened, we didn't want him to experience that negativity, the talking bad about the other parent and all that stuff. So we
there's
didn't
some
ever do
solid co-parenting
that.
going on.
Yes, which I'm really proud of.
That's probably a huge part.
Because
of your
I wanted to
story
be
right
mad
now.
at him. I wanted to because we were married, and the whole, in one day my life fell apart. He had overdosed. My son was taken. I caught a bunch of felonies. Had never been in any trouble before, so it was like a devastating moment. And then once that happened, I guess in my mind, I had created, as any teenage girl does growing up, like, you've got this wedding in your head, you've got all these things, this is how my life is going to look. And whenever it didn't happen and my life fell apart, I just kept letting it fall. And I just got deeper and deeper into addiction, and I started spending a lot of time in jail. And it just got worse and worse and worse.
It's a progressive disease.
Yes.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about it.
And whenever I did leave my husband, and I started into another relationship, it just got even worse. Then I started dealing. Then there was overdoses, and then our house was getting raided, and it just got awful. And the whole time, I'm still legally married, the whole time, and it was really bad. Like, I was known in Murfreesboro because my ex-husband's brother-in-law was the mayor. So it was,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So currently still
Crazy.
So it was really bad. Like, they saw me being like, I was a soccer mom. I, took good care of my family. And then it got out of control. It was really dark. It was scary. It was, when I think back, I think like my childhood, I think of it being like, a normal childhood. I don't think it was really bad. I think that everybody's families go through things, and it is what it is. Life is going to life. And then in the addiction, it was like this, not a gray cloud, like a black cloud hanging over me all the time. I was defeated as a mom. I was defeated as a wife. I was defeated as a woman. I lost all hope that ever having a happy life was just going to be in the cards for me because things had gotten so bad. I was so bad on the needle that, I mean, my arms looked like you'd taken a jackhammer to them. And it was just awful.
Sweetie, I'm so sorry.
It was awful. But I learned a lot.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about myself.
On top of that, I mean, I do want to just backtrack a little bit. It's amazing, you know, just involving a little bit of my story with it too. It's amazing on how, you know, I came from a good family and a good home, and it wasn't abusive or anything. But then when I started using and I went further and further down the slope, it's amazing how your new normal are things that you never thought that you would do.
Yeah.
And that's just your new normal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
have
so,
to. It's your have to.
Yeah.
It is your have to.
And there's no explanation sometimes.
No,
or, it's
your family doesn't understand it. The
Yeah.
family doesn't understand it. Like, they're just like, what? Today, I've been on the other side of it with a family member. And
yeah.
the crap I put my family through, those feelings that come whenever you're trying to help your loved one, the emotional roller coaster that I can't even, that's just a taste of it. So actually being a parent, like I haven't had my child hasn't gone through that. And I pray he never does, because it's definitely in the cards for him. He came from 2 hardcore addicts. And I always warn him, I'm like, just be careful. You know, you're in college and I get you're going to do things. I mean, if you're anything like your mom, don't tell me no, don't do it, because then I'm going to go do it. You know?
Same with me.
So, I mean, so it's like you have to really be careful with that. And coming from, you know, I have 3 sisters. And actually last year I found out I have a brother too. And which is really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I met one of your sisters at your Hustle Golf tournament.
Erica. Yes.
Yeah, she was so sweet.
Alex was there too. She was golfing.
Oh.
She was with my dad. Yeah.
I didn't even know your dad was there either.
Yeah.
And by the way, side note, congratulations on your first annual Hustle Recovery Golf Scramble fundraiser.
We had a really good turnout.
It
was hot.
Awesome.
It was really hot.
Yeah, and with the heat index, that was damn near 106.
Oh my gosh.
Something like that.
Yeah, so we're going to definitely do that like September, October next time.
Yeah, when I was talking to Troy in the morning, he's like, man, I'm going to do this in April next year.
No, we're going to push it. Because April can be, you just never know. It could rain. Because when we did Smiles for Recovery, it rained.
Yeah, and we only played 9 holes that day. And
so
most
we're
of the day
trying
we're
to
sitting inside.
Think of the best way. We're just trying to learn our lessons today.
No, you guys did a fantastic job.
Thanks.
I can't wait to do the next one.
Me too.
Even if it's hot, I'm down.
It's still going to be there. And plus, like, all of us that work together, we have such good relationships.
Couldn't agree more.
We do. I
mean,
cool.
we all become brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
in this funny way.
Because what we do is heavy.
Exactly.
It is so heavy.
I mean, it's people that have a normal 9 to 5 working at a bank or something. It's like that almost sounds appealing to me sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, some of these phone calls that I'm making, or if you have a patient that passes away, I mean, it's so intense and
Those are
sometimes
hard.
not in a great way.
When you're talking to a parent, it's really, really hard.
But then when you help be a part of this person's story
You see
and
the light.
they're thriving,
That's
what makes it all worth it.
Yes, that's what keeps us going. Like, it literally is those success stories, like ourselves, is what keeps us going.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally, because I think that we always forget to give ourselves kudos for how far we've come.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah.
We do forget. We get caught up in the hustle and bustle, no pun intended. And but we get caught up in that, and we be like, hold on, we need it. Like, I got through today. Today was a hard day. Like Troy yesterday, he was like, I had a hard day today. And I was like, but you got through it. You
Do you
got through
guys
it?
do a check-in at night sometimes?
Yeah, I'll just ask him how his day is going or how it went. Because just because we work in the same organization doesn't mean we spend every waking moment together. I don't know if we could.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I
So,
totally get it. My
mhm.
my wife and I have been doing this check-in semi recently, and we were kind of doing our own version before we started doing this check-in, but
Mhm.
it's PEMS,
Mhm.
PEMS.
Mhm.
So for everybody out there that doesn't know what PEMS is, it's you check in physically, emotionally,
Mentally and
mentally, and
spiritually.
spiritually.
Yes. Yes. And some people put it they changed the letters around too. Mine was Pims. Pims.
PEMS,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
mine was. So because I remember whenever after my dad went through treatment, I remember asking him, he was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "I bet they just used different letters, like the letters were reorganized for you." So
Yeah,
because he's
yeah,
like, "I don't know what you're
totally.
talking about."
And you know, a version of that to do with your partner or your best friend or somebody that you're having a conversation with is just like, what was the high today? What was
Mhm.
the low?
Mhm.
You know, what could we do different?
I can tell you one of our highs today.
Tell me.
So Hustle Recovery closed on our first self-owned property today.
Hell
We bought our first
yes.
house. Yeah.
Big
Is
round of applause
yeah.
to Hustle.
Troy called me because the closing was this morning, and so I was like, I texted him. I was like, I just want you. I love you, and you should be so very proud of yourself because you're the leader of this. You're leading us, and like, I I couldn't do what he does. I
I
couldn't.
couldn't either.
Mm-mm. And
Yeah,
he does it with such grace too, and he stays so calm. I've heard Troy raise his voice like twice in 3 years.
no
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah.
Wow.
I don't
I
know
need
how
to
he does.
take some life lessons from Troy Sandifer.
But I can tell you, like, I mean, it takes a lot of work. It does take a lot of work because I'm dramatic. I imagine that.
I can sometimes be too.
I'm dramatic, and I'm the loud one.
No,
Yeah, I
Kim,
am
you're
the loud
not.
one. I don't mean to be. I tell people all the time, like, I had my cousin's husband passed away a couple weeks ago, and we were at his funeral, and I'm that person, like, and I don't mean to be, but I always say God put the happy and laughing emoji, like emotion in front for me. So
Oh.
when stuff happens, I got to get that out and just like, I don't know if it's like whatever, if it's an awkward feeling for me, I'm going to get this burst of laugh out.
Yeah, I mean, you
and
have definitely one of the
then,
best
then,
laughs out
and then we're
there.
going to bring it back down. Like, I don't know why. Like, I'm, when somebody like slips and falls
Yeah.
and you're like, pa, it's
The
so,
slapstick type
yeah, like,
comedy.
yeah, and
Yeah.
you're like, I love you. Are you okay? But that was for real funny. Like, it's just the way it is. So yeah, I'm that awkward, like I'm that loud person in a quiet room.
Always be you.
Yeah, I
Always.
can't help it.
Because you're wonderful. You're
Thanks.
like this walking heart. Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome. Um, so in recovery now, and sorry to switch gears.
You're good.
Um, what does, let's say you're having a tough day. What brings you back, or what do you do in recovery? Like what tools are helping you these days?
Well,
Because I
so
find that it constantly changes for me.
it
The
does
tools.
change. It does
Yeah.
change. I can tell you, and it always goes back to like my goats are my goat therapy. Those are my emotional support animals. Absolutely.
Love.
And whenever before that, I honestly, before I got them, I felt like I was in chaos. And I called
Interesting.
Mitzi a lot. And because I don't go to meetings a lot. I don't.
Which is
And
totally okay.
I feel like it is too. I think
Yeah.
that it's up to every individual to find that path that works for them. And if you feel like you're in a path that you're feeling like you're judged, you need to voice that and either hash it out with whoever you're getting judged by because maybe they need to be taught something by you,
Very true.
or find your own way or find your own path. Create a circle. Like we us women, like Mitzi, I call Mitzi. I don't make decisions without talking to somebody first. I just don't. And it can be John, Troy, Jenny, Mitzi. Mitzi is my like spiritual sister. I love her. I can call Valerie Kemp. She's on our board too. She's our CFO. Because another thing that I've learned is whenever your significant other is such a big person, like like to me, like he's larger than life. You know, kind of the same
Yeah,
way I
I
look at my
understand that.
dad. Like I feel like these are men that are like important men. And whenever you're that significant other, you have a role that you have to play and you got to keep it together. And like it just, there's so much that comes with being the woman to a leader of an organization. It's a lot. It is a lot. And then also keeping your independence and keeping your own sanity because like the, life is going to life, and if you don't have a good circle around you or a good network that you can call and not be judged because you're not going to meetings, like I'm sorry, but if I'm going through it, the last thing I want to hear is, when was the last time you went to a meeting?
I'm kind of the same way.
And I don't mean that to be like, but there's some that are, that they need that and they do.
Right,
And
right.
I can tell you that early in recovery I was known as a meeting maker until I found my own, like my own thing. Cause I don't know. Maybe it's because I have my own opinions of things and I've seen things work in different ways and be successful for other people. And I don't feel like it's just this one track. I think that addiction has evolved to something bigger and a lot different than it used to be. So I think that us as people that are in recovery and providers, we need to evolve with that.
I fully agree.
Hmm.
Outside pressures are always tough.
Yeah.
I'm sure that those people mean well
Yeah.
ultimately, and
Yeah.
they're maybe worried that we're going to fall into bad patterns.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, I love that every program's different.
Yes.
I had a baby, 21 months ago,
Yes.
so it's hard to go to meetings
Yeah.
now between working, helping people, traveling, going home, figuring out dinner, doing laundry, taking care of a baby, having time of your own, just
Yeah.
to chill,
Yeah.
time with your partner. I mean, life. And I know that some people might take our inventory and say, if you had time to use, you have time to go to
I
a
was
meeting.
just about to say, I've heard so many people say that, and I don't feel like that's fair.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair
I
either.
don't feel like that's fair. And if you do think that's fair, that's okay.
Totally, everybody's entitled to their
Exactly.
opinion.
Exactly. I don't like think bad of anybody that has their own. Like I'm so glad like every single person that I meet and they have a different path in recovery and it's working for them. I think that is the most beautiful thing. I just do. I'm like, you should
100%.
write a book. Every individual, like we all should have our own memoir. I just think that because if you really broke down every individual's life and how they got to where they are and they're successful, and especially us that are in recovery that have made it, like the story on how you got there, it's beautiful. It really
Absolutely.
is. I love it.
I couldn't agree more.
Hmm.
And that kind of makes me a little teary eyed just thinking about it, that everybody has that beautiful story.
Hmm. And it's like, that's, and I think that's what makes our job so heavy is whenever we see somebody that you're like, oh, honey, if you just try a little bit harder, or if you
Hmm.
would just put some cotton in your mouth and just listen for a while.
Totally.
You know, you'd be so surprised. But everybody has to learn on their own, you know.
Yeah, the thing that really gets me is sometimes when we're helping people and their life was just designed for them to fail. They
Mm-hmm.
have nothing. They have no job. They have no money. Maybe their family's not in their lives. They lost their kids.
Yeah.
I mean, like, but I remember I was listening to this guy Rich Roll. He has a podcast and he's talking about beginning and starting over, and he's
Mhm.
like, what a fucking blessing that is, starting
Seriously.
over.
Seriously. I can tell you, so I've got a girl that she's near and dear to my heart, and I won't say her name, but if she hears this, she's gonna know I'm talking about her. She was in my house at sober living. She did so good, and she had some charges, and I do a lot of court advocacy for people in our program.
Yet another thing that you do.
Another thing. And I typically can say my track record in the courtroom is, I mean, on point. I'm pretty good at it, which is
Awesome.
why I want to go to law school.
You just mentioned that loosely before we started, and
Yes.
congratulations for even
Yeah.
wanting to go down
My
that.
kiddo is like pushing me to do it too. He's like, Mom. He was like, 'cause Russell always says that I have more than exceeded his expectations. If I was to ever, whenever he used to think about like, if Mom ever gets her life together and is, you know, he was like, he tells me you just way surpassed it, and I'm
And
just
now
like,
everything's just a cherry on top.
it's like, it's
continuing
pretty
from there.
cool. But I will tell you, this girl, so in the courtroom with her, it wasn't a good day. And she's had to give her daughter up for adoption. And then her other kids, she doesn't get them back. And she's also got to serve 4 years. And she's almost 2 years sober. And she's been doing so good. And there's nothing we can do. Every county's different on how they treat, different cases. And I told her, I said, girl, and she's still sober. She moved out of my house and moved in with her husband because it's both of them. Haley's Law came back on them a couple years into recovery, and they've got to go serve time.
Imagine that test.
I'm telling you, I was like,
to go
girl,
through that.
I was like, let me tell you, she's precious. I go kayaking with her. She's so precious. But when I took her off, when she moved out, I was like, well, she's not in my house anymore. So we don't, we'll take her out. And she called me and threw a fit. And she was like, I need you to put that. I need that. I need that accountability. She still comes to my house and she's still engaged with the girls, still goes to meetings, still sober. And she's literally got 2 weeks to go and she's got to turn herself in.
Oh my God. Kim.
And I told her, I said, girl, you come out of there shining. She said, what do you mean I'm paroling out to you? I'm like, whatever, just come back to me. I'll give you a job. I'll give you a job because when she comes out of that, to me, I see like She-Ra or Wonder Woman, like in my mind. And once she gets on the other side of this, I know it seems so hard right now and it's painful and it's just devastating to work so hard. She's going to be
impenetrable after
this. Yes.
Yeah.
And her story is going to help so many. I've got her. She's going to come and share her story at our treatment center, and I think that some of these girls need to hear that because it's not always peaches and cream just because you stop. It's not.
Yeah.
And
it's not an endless pink cloud.
No, it's not. And things get hard. Decisions get hard, and bills are due, and things like I'm stressing right now. Before we got on here, I was texting my kiddo because I'm like, hey, you need to call and check on your school loan. Like tomorrow's the day, and I haven't seen it come through because I told him I was like, you continue school. He's at UT Knox, and you continue school, and I will pay for it. Just go to school. Just go to school. And he's like, all right, Mom. I'll go to school.
And you never know what somebody's dealing with when you're talking to them.
Yeah.
This goes recovery or not.
That's why you have to be kind to everybody.
Absolutely.
Like, just because you're having a damn bad day don't mean you got to ruin it for everybody else.
Yeah, and everybody... Exactly.
I almost wore a shirt that said, nope, not today. But then I didn't. Satan. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I had a good morning and I didn't. I was like, I'm going to change my shirt. I'm not going to wear that one. I didn't want to give off that like bitch mode, like because that's not how I'm feeling today. So
I totally get it.
And it actually is the outfit that goes with this skirt.
You did great.
Thanks.
You look wonderful. Just back on recovery a little bit. What do you think has been the biggest game changer for you in your recovery? Was there a turning point? Was there like a come to Jesus moment?
I think for me, so in my addiction, I did so much bad that I had such a bad image. And I so many people around me had lost hope for me. They were just like, she's never going to get it. She's never going to get it. Because I literally was overdosing all the time.
Yeah, and they're like, Kim's going to die.
She's literally going to die. I have a sister that stopped talking to me because she was like, I'm so scared I'm going to get that phone call. So she just stopped completely. So it's pretty cool. But whenever I started being able to hold my head up and look at myself in the mirror after, I think it was about a year and a half sober in recovery, I don't know, I just remember driving and just being like, I'm okay. And I just was, I'm okay. And I just
you got struck with this.
Yeah. It wasn't like just like big thing that I did or whatever, because I have, a lot of DAs and attorneys that were, my public defenders or my probation officers. And like, I was on probation for 13 years and it wasn't even for a felony. It was misdemeanor. I just know how to keep things rolling. So I had a lot of probation officers, and one of the probation officers, she was supervisor, and me and her were best friends in elementary school. Our kids played soccer together. And she was just like, yeah. So seeing me fall and then come back up. So it was just about a year and a half in. I just remember I don't know, it was like like a weight lifted off of me, that I didn't feel like I had to prove myself. It wasn't like I was living life to prove myself to everybody anymore. It was like I was living life to be happy today, to actually live life, a life worth living.
And you had a moment where you realized that.
Yeah.
What a beautiful moment.
Yeah, and it was just me. And
Yeah.
I didn't have to share it with anybody. It was all my own.
That's
So,
wonderful.
and I didn't have to have like that validation from somebody telling me you're doing good. You're doing good, and I didn't need that. I was just me self-talking.
Yeah, yeah. And sometimes somebody in recovery, they could have 10 years. Maybe they never have that moment and they're
You
just
got people that have got many
going
years sober that are just miserable.
yeah, they're white knuckling it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and I don't feel like I have to do that
That's
anymore.
wonderful.
Mhm.
My moment for me was this was the second day I was sober. I went to Hazelden in Minnesota, and the second day that I was there, I went to medical, and I got my labs from the first day read to me.
Yeah.
And the doctor said, "All right, John, have you been feeling sick lately?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've been feeling sick for like 3 years." It's like, "Well, you have hepatitis of the liver.
Mhm.
Your liver enzymes are 987. I want to test them again because this is really bad."
Mhm.
And so ever since I had that conversation with the doctor, he said, "John, I guarantee if you leave here, you will not see 40." And I was 2 days into being 33. So that was my moment where I was like, okay, I'm going to wave this white flag right now, and I'm not looking back.
Mhm.
I never have to go back to that.
Mhm.
And so I mean, I had that moment
That's cool.
the second day.
That's really cool. You know, do you ever sit back and like you're thinking about like your journey and just like remember like little things, like it's like they flash like little video like clips of like
All the
things that have
time.
happened, like because you go through, you know, I know like I'll have 4 years in September, and there's different things that like I walked out and I'm like, that's pretty cool. Like the first time that they were able to draw blood,
Oh,
that was 6 months in.
wow.
6 months. I had someone on each arm and each foot. It was so bad. It was so bad. And when I left out of
Gosh.
there, I was like, cool, I'm healing. I'm healing. And then somewhere throughout all of this, I've told this before, that like my insides match my outsides now. I feel beautiful on the inside, and I love what I see when I look in the mirror. And it's more than just like the physical beauty. It's just the accomplishments, the relationships that I've built, the ones that I've rebuilt.
That's a big one.
Yeah, like
Also, that's so wonderful.
mhm.
Just seeing you as this person. I mean, like you and Troy are definitely like top heroes of mine out there
Oh, thank
in
you.
the field. That's why I wanted you to be guest too. Um, I love you guys so much, and I couldn't even imagine doing half of what you guys do. I'm just so proud of you guys.
Well, thank you. I can
Yeah.
tell you, like, I know, like, because we have, you know, we have the 6 month vocational rehabilitation program. We have, which that was the house that we bought today, is to expand that. So that's super
So
exciting.
cool.
And it's across the street from one of our other locations. And it's just cool. And like the places, like we have pools. Our places have pools, y'all.
That's so cool.
Like, and that's self-pay. So these guys can come in and pay their way through a program that they can enjoy. You know, and it's not like, you know, marching soldiers and, you know, you have to do that. Yeah, we have structure,
Yeah.
but we try to have fun too. We do. We try to have fun. And I think that I know early in recovery, I remember being in Dixon. I was at a sober living before I ever started with Hustle. And I was like, oh gosh, I could feel that. Like, uh-oh, I was getting ready to pack my stuff. And it's because I was bored. I was super bored. Like, just going to go bowling once a week or whatever, like, it just wasn't enough for me. I needed some chaos. And I got that.
What a statement, though.
I needed
Yeah.
some chaos. Some of us thrive in chaos.
I did for years.
I'm telling you, my house manager this morning, I was on the phone with her, and she, of course, I was drinking a Red Bull, and I'd already had like 2 cups of coffee, but I was going a mile a minute.
My kind of gal.
I was going a mile a minute. She was like, "You are going 100 miles a minute." She's like, "I need to write this stuff down," because I was like, because I'm with my sober living, I'm like trying to like build it. And I'm trying to create different processes and how to keep up with different things. And so, like, in my mind, like, that's what I do. I'm driving. Like, I'm like, okay, because I mean, I've got Hustle, we've got NDC, we've got the work program, we've got my sober living. So I've got all these things, and sometimes it is crazy. I don't know how we do it. I really don't. I do not know how we do it. But between me, John, and
Apparently
Troy,
2 coffees and a Red Bull.
Troy tells me I need to stop drinking Red Bull. He was like, "Your kidneys, you know how you get."
Oh, you're getting a lot done. And, I mean, it's really commendable. I think it's awesome. I hope you guys continue to grow and change more lives.
Mm-hmm.
But like, how did you get involved in Hustle originally?
So Troy and John met, and they were doing Hustle and placing people, and there was Troy's ex was a part of Hustle then, and while that was going on, John told me that I needed to come work for Hustle. And this was when I was literally working in a factory in Dixon, had about 6.5 months sober. And I thought, what am I going to do? He was like, "You're going to help people get in treatment like I helped you." And I was like, okay. So he tricked me. And they were opening a women's house in Antioch, which is what we call the Palace now. And that's where our IOP girls will go while they're in IOP, and they'll work and they'll be at this house. But I opened it originally as just a women's sober living for Hustle. And I started placing people. And that's when I met Coley, and he started teaching me how to do it. So that's how I got in. And then, with Troy and I, her and him broke up, and then I don't know. I just kind of organically happened.
Everything fell into place the way it was.
Troy's
supposed
words,
to.
because in the beginning, we were like, "What are we doing? What are we doing?" You know, and it was like one of those things. He made a statement. He was like, "Well, I don't want to push anything. Let's just let it happen organically." So I was like, I've never had a man tell me that before, but whatever. So here we are.
I mean, just from talking to you this last 2-3 hours, on and off camera, he just sounds like such a sweet, supportive man.
He is. He
wants you to have your independence as well and do your own thing. And
he allows me my independence, and still at the same time we can co-parent with the kids. And he loves my son like it's his own, and I love his, and it's just. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It is pretty cool.
Makes me want to be best friends with Troy.
You can. He will let you.
we're close buddies.
Troy is really he's. I've never met anybody like him. I've never met anybody like him, and that's probably why I love him so much. He's just perfect for me.
It was really neat seeing him win the volunteer award last year at the
Yes.
PATIS dinner.
Yes.
I had no idea that he was even up for award.
Yeah.
I just knew that he had a suit on, and I was like, I don't think I've ever seen Troy in a suit. And when
he looks so good in a suit.
He looked so handsome.
Yes, he is so handsome.
And when they called his name and he went up there, I started crying.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah,
this is so cool. One of my friends and heroes is winning a very, very noble kind
and he
award.
Deserved it. He
totally
just deserved
deserved
it.
it.
John's won a few awards too, and he deserves it. Because let me tell you, I've known John for a long time, longer than Troy and John have known each other. And where John is today, and with Lindsay, and they just got married.
Yeah, congratulations to John and Lindsay.
They're like, when you see people that are perfect for each other, like that's like God made them for each other. And the fact that like after all their chaos that they had before, and they're in recovery now, and now they get to be this perfect couple that I love them. I love them so much. I think they're a beautiful couple.
What a great life that we all have, and we get to share this.
It really is. Sometimes I feel when I'm talking to my sister Erica, she's like, everything is not always great.
She tries to knock you down a peg.
Or Alex, my younger sister Alex. I don't know. Like I'm that family member that like can talk to like all the different family members and like not argue with them.
Yeah.
But then some of them are like, They don't associate with each other. And I'm just like, I get along with everybody. I just do. I've always been that person. I think I'm a chameleon because I went to so many different schools. I moved around a whole lot. So
You've had to get creative
I
in your
did.
life.
So
Yeah.
I can blend in wherever I need to. That probably was good and bad in addiction.
Yeah.
You know, I could fit in wherever
I
I
can see
needed
that.
to, but then I was also fitting in places I didn't need to be.
No, I could totally see
Yeah.
that. Um, this has been so wonderful. I have two like fun bonus questions
Okay.
just to end this,
Okay.
and I don't want it to end.
I know.
But if your recovery and life were made into or like your story was made into a movie, what do you think the title would be?
The chaos.
The Chaos.
My chaos.
Who would play you?
Blake Lively.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought about this
great
before.
option.
Well, I will tell you this little bit about me is that I do have a Word document in my MacBook that I've been trying to like write a story like about me, like my life from like beginning to now.
It's a great thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a great experience it would be to go through that and
Yeah.
write it. I've always thought about it too. Are you just constantly journaling and writing parts that you remember? And
Yes, and you have to because you know your memory gets messed up from the drugs. And I always
Absolutely.
tell people, and it's probably people I shouldn't even say it to, but I'm like, look, I did a lot of drugs in my past, so you're going to have to give me a moment. Because there's things that still come back to me. Oops, I did it.
okay.
Things
No
still
worries.
come back to me now. So
Yeah, that's good.
yeah, so
Your
constantly.
mind is healing maybe too.
It's definitely still healing. I mean, you think about it, that's a lot of hard drugs for a long time putting in your body, and it's got to do something to your brain cells.
Yeah.
So I try to like take a lot of vitamins today, and like I try to do better. I've been on this little weight loss journey too. It's probably not that healthy, but it's got me where I feel comfortable about myself, and I just can get my butt into the gym.
No, sorry to give you a bunch of crumble cookies.
That's okay.
Pawn them off on
They'll get
everybody
eaten, I
else.
promise.
Okay, great. Great.
They'll get eaten. So what's the second question?
In closing, let's say, what message would you want to leave with someone that's struggling right now?
A message for just a male or female, just either?
Either or. Yeah, somebody out there in addiction that's struggling, that maybe just needs to hear a little hope.
It's
Yep.
not going to be forever. It's not going to be forever. It's hard in the
It's
beginning.
temporary.
This is temporary.
Yeah.
It is
You
temporary.
can heal.
There are people out there that will help you. Call them as many times as you call that dope man.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, would you have any words that you want to just leave with our listeners before we close? Anything you want to say about Hustle or anything that you guys have coming
Yes.
up or
Yeah, well, I want to put our toll-free number out there. It's 1-833-HUSTLE-5. And it does I don't care how minute the situation is it may seem to you. If you got a question, just call. Just call. And we'll be able to help you, whether you have insurance, where you don't know who you should sign up with, how to do it. I mean, there's just some people don't feel like that they can start somewhere, like they don't know who to talk to. I feel like just pick up the phone and just dial 833-HUSTLE-5, and we'll just try to lead you in that direction, and we'll join you.
it's so wonderful of you guys.
Yeah.
Can they call 24/7?
No, I don't think that I do. Well, and they can try. Because I'll tell you this, I've been known to pick up my phone because the toll-free number is attached to an account where we can like forward it to different phones.
Yeah.
So I can tell you, I mean, it took a lot to create those boundaries, but there are still times where I will pick up the phone if I'm outside in the middle of the night smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, if it's like midnight or something, you'll pick up your phone.
And early on, it took me a long time to figure that out.
Yeah, I mean,
You do have to have healthy boundaries.
healthy boundaries is good, but also if there's somebody on the other line that needs a real person, a voice, it's like maybe this 10-minute conversation that I just buck up and take.
Or let them know, hey, yeah, I can help you, but I can't do anything right now.
Right.
Call me in the morning, or I'll call you back. You know, just
Well,
at least
show
somebody
them
answered.
that somebody cares out there.
Yep. That's what we need. Everybody just love each other. be in so much better place.
It's so wonderful you guys have that number.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so wonderful everything that you guys do. I'm
Thanks.
so proud of you guys.
Thank
Again, I look up to you guys.
Oh, it ain't over yet.
I
It ain't
can't wait.
over.
I can't wait to see what Hustle has next.
That's
And I
right.
can't wait to see how many more goats you get.
I know.
And thanks so much for
Thanks
being
for
on the show.
having me.
You're welcome.
So
I love you
excited
so
to be here.
much.
I love you. I love you. You're great.
Thanks, Kim.
And we got
Appreciate
our
it.
selfies. We're good.
Thanks, Kim. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Everybody have a good night.